So, what happens when you take the wisdom of a 2,500-year-old military general and mash it up with the insights of a modern business guru? It kind of sounds like the setup for a joke, but it's actually the key to a really revolutionary way of thinking about strategy. All right, let's dive right in. On one side, we have Sun Tzu, the legendary author of The Art of War. And on the other, we've got Michael Porter, the Harvard professor who totally changed the game of competitive strategy. So who's got the better playbook? Well, let's find out.
The real magic, though, happens when you bring them together. We're going to look at how author Hai-Cheng Moon connects the dots between ancient Eastern military thought and modern Western business thinking, and in doing so creates a seriously powerful, integrated framework for success.
Now, at first glance, these two seem like they're from different planets. Sun Tzu was all about ancient warfare, a total zero-sum game, where your victory meant the other guy's ruin. Porter, he's focused on modern business, where the goal is to create sustainable value and get a competitive edge. But as we're about to see, the core principles of a winning strategy, they're surprisingly universal.
Before any battle is fought or, a single product is launched, a great strategist has to understand the terrain first. This is absolutely the crucial first step. And it turns out both Sun Tzu and Porter had a systematic way to size up the entire field.
Sun Tzu's approach was, it was groundbreaking. He basically threw out superstition and brought in cold, hard analysis. His 5 elements, principle, heaven, terrain, generalship, and system, gave you a way to systematically figure out your strengths against your rivals before you even thought about fighting. It was all about deep investigation, not just reckless action.
Okay, now let's fast forward a couple thousand years, and Michael Porter makes a really similar argument for business. His diamond model shows that a company's success isn't just about its own internal smarts. Nope, it's deeply tied to its environment, things like how tough the rivalry is, the resources it has access to, and what its customers are actually demanding. And this is where it gets really, really cool. When you put their ideas side by side, the parallels are just stunning. Sun Tzu's principle, which is like a shared purpose, maps directly to Porter's idea of business context and strategy. The environment, what Sun Tzu called heaven and terrain, lines up perfectly with related and supporting industries. Even generalship finds its modern match in skilled leadership, what Porter would call advanced factor conditions. It just proves that the fundamentals of great strategy are truly timeless. So, after you've sized up the battlefield, you've got to define the objective, right? What does winning actually look like? This is where Sun Tzu and Porter give us two different, but believe it or not, surprisingly complementary definitions of victory. For Sun Tzu, the absolute best kind of victory was a complete victory. You've probably heard his famous line, "Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting." See, the goal isn't destruction, it's efficiency. You win by saving your own resources and getting what you want with the least amount of cost and conflict possible. Porter, on the other hand, is playing a much longer game. His goal isn't just about winning one battle. It's about finding and defending a profitable spot in what he calls an attractive industry. The whole point is to achieve a sustainable advantage that keeps generating value over the long haul.
And how exactly do you defend that position? Well, Porter gives us this brilliant framework. He says you're constantly getting squeezed from 5 different directions. The threat of new companies jumping into your space, the power your buyers and suppliers have over you, the risk of substitute products, and of course the intensity of your current rivals. True, sustainable advantage comes from mastering all these forces.
Okay, but here's the real twist. Here's where it all comes together. The big idea isn't choosing Sun Tzu or Porter. It's about combining their wisdom to create a grand strategy that's way more powerful than either one is by itself.
By integrating these two perspectives, the whole goal of strategy completely evolves. It's no longer just about beating an opponent or grabbing market share. The new objective? It's about creating the maximum possible value for everyone involved, for all the stakeholders.
So the crucial point is seeing how these frameworks build on each other. You start by assessing the field using both Sun Tzu's elements and Porter's diamond model. Then you position yourself for advantage using Sun Tzu's smart tactics while defending against Porter's 5 forces. But, and this is key, you aim for Sun Tzu's efficient, complete victory in order to achieve Porter's ultimate modern goal, creating shared value.
So what is this creating shared value, or CSV? Let's be really clear, it's not just about charity or writing a check. It's a core business strategy that gets that a company's success and the health of the community around it are totally dependent on each other. Improving social and economic conditions isn't a cost, it's actually a way to build an even stronger competitive advantage. This whole idea of creating shared value, it fundamentally changes the game. So let's dig into why this matters so much and how this integrated strategy really redefines what it means to compete and to win in the world today.
This just reveals a massive shift in mindset. The old view, the one rooted in warfare, is a zero-sum game. For me to win, you have to lose. And ultimately, that just destroys value. But modern business, when it's done right, is about value creation. It can be a win-win, where success for the company also benefits customers and society. In this view, your competitor isn't the real enemy. The customer's unmet needs are.
And really, that's the key takeaway from all of this. The most powerful modern strategy isn't just about outmaneuvering your rivals, it's about integrating Sun Tzu's timeless principles of efficiency with Porter's incredibly robust model for creating sustainable value. It's about building a better system, not just winning a single fight.
Which brings us to one last big thought. In your own work, in your business, even in your own life, is your strategy built to defeat an enemy, or is it built to create total value? Are you just fighting over a small slice of the pie? Are you working to make the entire pie bigger for everyone?